This is the best uncommon champion there is in Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, I'm talking about the Armiger, and welcome to a new video. My name is Midway. Today we're going to be going over how to build your Armiger and what is it actually going to be all about. Why is it good? Why do you want to be taking it up as soon as you can as a new player, experienced player, as any kind of player? We're going to be taking a deep dive into Armiger itself and look a little bit at the gameplay. So we are here on my current Armiger, which is just being built at the moment. He's only level 49 and we still gotta be taking him all the way up to 6 stars, right? We're just gonna be doing that because, well, the stronger he is overall, the more stats, the more HP, the more whatever, he's always gonna be a little bit sturdier. So we want to be getting it all the way to level 60 first and foremost. But how do we want to be building him, right? So we got a little bit of a set going on right here. We are going with the destroy set right now. We're gonna be looking at the destroy set first and foremost because he is actually going to be doing a decent little bit of damage, and the destroy set on him is going to be just perfect for that, doing 40% damage dealt based off of the enemy's max HP, right? So it's going to be destroying that max HP. He's not going to be able to heal it all the way back up there, but it's straight up just more damage done. That is one of the sets we're going to be running on him. Freeze! Click the link in the description right now and get a free legendary Karato as well as 2 free epics as you level up. So here's what you need to do. First of all, log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Then click the link in the description of this video and register a brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial, and then go to your inbox and claim your first champ. You'll find Karato here as well as Tagoar and Uugo as you progress through the game. This is an amazing account starting rate, so click the link right now and follow the steps. And if you are a Legendary Mushroom player, I also got a special link down there in the description. Don't miss out on this offer, go ahead and check it out now. Then we are also going to be running with the speed set, right? Speed is always going to be good in most champions, in particular the Armiger. You want to be getting the most attacks you can out of him because he is going to be doing one very important thing, and that is reducing the enemy's turn meter, right? That is why he's such a strong champion. We'll get to that in a moment, right? We'll just finish off with the stats over here as well. Might as well talk about that real quick. Of course, that's a deep dive build. So we got 103% crit rate. You want to be getting these to 100%. It's going to be extremely important just so that he can always get one of the effects off of his skills. And then you will want to be getting as much speed as you can. This is not really going to be good enough. You want to be getting that to 150, 180, 200, as much as you can. And then, of course, as well, a lot of accuracy. You want to be getting very high accuracy once you start getting to the higher levels of content in dungeons where you're going to be using the Armiger. You will want to be having this accuracy to like 150, 180, something like that. And after that, it's all just going to be about getting some defense and some HP so he's able to actually stay alive, right? You will want to be supporting him so he also doesn't die, but that would do the job on him, right? So that's what we are going for. We got the speed set, we got the destroy set. On every single one of the species, we're going to be getting that crit rate so we can get all the way to 100%. And after that, just looking for some speed, accuracy, some defense. Resistance is also nice, as well as some HP. So that's what we got. His gear is not by any means perfect at all. Of course, I only got some blue pieces, some 4-star stuff in him. He's like not even level 16 all these pieces, right? And he still needs to be going all the way up to 6 stars sanded so I can put the banner on him. So he's by no means totally maxed out, the perfect build, but what I would always want to go for him is what I mentioned about those stats. You will want to get him to that point around there where you'll have that set amount of speed, accuracy, and most importantly the crit rate, right? So as you can see here, we got some accuracy and we're going for that. We will enchant all these things if we can, which we cannot really do right now. Oh, we do have some accuracy over here, but it's like pretty low level. I could go for that, might as well, right? That could give me 1 point over there, so that's a little bit more accuracy. So that kind of stuff is what you want to be doing overall, is just getting those stats, if you can, maxed out a little bit more. So I got some more speed over here, and ideally it's all gonna be legendary, of course, right? So we have no relics on him. I'm not going to be talking about those because, well, it's a system that I haven't even really gotten into just yet in the game. And then we have our skills over here. So the skills are going to be basically the following. We got the turn meter decrease on his A1, and that is really why he's just that good, right? He is going to be in charge of attacking the boss and decreasing its turn meter, so he's going to be doing less things overall, right? The boss, you want to be keeping the boss as still as possible, so that's why you want to be getting a lot of speed on him, and you also want to be getting a lot of accuracy, so you are able to land as often as possible all these hits. Now, it's also important to notice that it's only going to be happening, right? This turn meter decrease will only happen if the attack is critical. That's why you want to get 100% crit rate, so you are guaranteed to always proc this effect every time this skill is used. You can see there is, of course, it's an A1, there is no cooldown on it, so it's going to be used as often as possible, and the damage is going to be also based on defense. That's why defense is a good stat on him. Then his second attack is going to be the following. He's going to be dealing some single target damage, and then if he kills something, that is not going to be able to be revived. So it's decent in certain scenarios, but for the most part you're going to be using him for bosses like the Spider or like the Fire Knight, where there's really not going to be too many things being revived, although he is going to be very useful in the Ice Golem as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if this effect actually works on the ads from the Ice Golem. We're going to be trying that in a moment, but that is the idea, right? So you're going to be getting a lot of value out of this, and he's also going to be doing damage based off of defense. Once again, that's why that stat is that great in him, as well as the enemy's max HP, right? So he actually deals a decent amount of damage on that destroy set, and then the main thing overall, as we mentioned, is going to be the turn meter. Now, on the mastery side of things, I don't have any, but this is the setup you want to be going for. I just went to Hell Hades and check out the general PvE standard, just the set you want to be using for him. This is basically the best options there is, right? So if you are going to be building your Armiger, go ahead and follow this build. Is going to be maximizing his value as the tool he is for reducing the turn meter. While we are at it, might as well check where he really excels, which is what I mentioned. It's going to be the Spider, the Fire Knight. Those two are going to be the main ones, as well as the Ice Golem, but overall he's just great in most scenarios since he's always going to be useful for reducing that boss's turn meter. He's also going to be especially excelling in the Scarab Knight on the Doom Tower if we're going to be farming those materials from with him. So let's take him on a ride on different kinds of content so we can see what he does. But first of all, we're going to be getting him to level 50. He is still going to be targeted by most things and try to get killed first by all the bosses and such, but getting him up there as much as I can is going to be the best way of going about it. I cannot yet get him all the way up to 6 stars, so yeah, he's still going to be a little bit squishy and most likely die if I go to high-end dungeons. But let's just go and start it off by going to what he does best, which is going to be the Spider, and then we'll go to the Fire Knight, right? So let's go and do, I don't know, I cannot really afford too many high levels here. As you can see, I'm still pretty lacking some deep Spider levels to get some good accessories. Unfortunately, that is mainly because, well, my whole overall composition is not great, and that's why Armiger is going to be a big help on that front. So let's get him onto stage 9 and let's just have a little bit of a showcase of what he's capable of doing. So we're going to be going with a more defensive composition over here. So we'll put my Bogoth in there, and then of course my Alice, and we are going to be keeping the Elhain over there just for some AoE. I would love to get my Akentum over there, but unfortunately the Spider doesn't take that much damage from poisons, so this is the best setup that I can currently kind of have. And then I could also go for Molly over there, Molly Tankard, as you can see back there. She's going to be pretty decent with that taunt on the Spiderlings to take some pressure away from my Armiger. Unfortunately, well, she is also pretty low level at the moment. Well, actually she's level 50, but yeah, she's pretty much going to be taking a little bit too much blunt hits and might even not be fit for the job that I kind of just got her in there to do. So let's go ahead and get this running and we'll see how the Armiger works, right? So he's going to have 100% crit rate, meaning that he's always going to be getting that turn meter, the yellow bar under the bosses decreased, right? That's what we are aiming for. So we'll start off with some just general clearing of all the Spiderlings, which is going to be great because, well, as you can see, that was a destroy max HP, and there you go, that max HP is now gone. The boss could not heal that back up, but since he's not going to be doing his A1 first, well, the boss is going to be getting that one first hit, and all the Spiderlings are going to be dead, and the boss is going to be healing up all the way up until where he can, right? So the max HP is gone, the boss cannot go over that. We're going to be getting some more Spiderlings here being cleared easily, and there you go, that's decreased max, or rather, actually, turn meter decreased. I'm kind of mixing up the terminology on those both skills. So this bar went down quite a little bit. Now we are going to be running out of clears on the Spiderlings here, unfortunately, since they're going to be getting a turn now, and they're all going to be going onto my Armiger because, well, he's just the preferred target of all of these guys. But he's going to go for another destroy max HP, and that is going to be another little bit of HP that the boss is not going to be able to heal back up. Now she's going to be getting another turn over here, but she's not going to be able to clear all the Spiderlings. But that's what I was saying, my Armiger is just taking a little bit too much at this point, and he is now kind of going to get destroyed by all those potions, and it's just going to be going down, right? That's why I'm saying he's not quite fit for these levels just yet, because he needs a little bit of taunting going on. He needs my Bogoth to really be putting some work in there. So now that would be perfect. The wave of revulsion went out there. I think Molly here would probably be doing a better job and just taking Elheim out of there. But yeah, you ideally want to be destroying all the spiderlings. I'm thinking taking Elheim out of here and putting Molly just so I can have another taunt would be the best case. But that is as far as a showcase here can go with my Armiger, since, well, he kind of just died. So yes, we got the max HP gone a little bit. We also got the destroy onto the boss's turn meter, which is ideally what you want to be having going on a lot. So yeah, we're gonna be doing another run on a lower level so he's able to get a little bit more of a showcase. We're gonna be doing it on the same level, and we're gonna be taking the Elheim out and putting the Molly in just to test this out, if she's gonna be able to take away some of that aggro from the Armiger, since she will also be taunting all their spiderlings. I'm not too sure about her stats, so she's gonna be a little bit low on the speed department, but hopefully she can get those taunts often enough and not be together with the taunts from my Bogoth, right? That's the main thing that I'm concerned about. But there we go, we got a taunt, right? So everything's gonna be going over here onto the Molly for a couple turns, and that is also gonna be the taunt from the Bogoth. So both of them are kind of lining up, which is exactly the scenario which I don't like. But we're gonna be getting this first wave of spiderlings destroyed, since the Armiger didn't actually do the turn meter decrease again. He went for the max HP destroy. There we go. So that is the turn meter being decreased, although the turn meter wasn't too high, but it went down all the way down to 0, and it's going to be building up again. So we're going to be getting all those spiderlings going onto my Armiger once again. There's going to be no taunts at this point. Hopefully we can get some of that running again before the Armiger is going to be going down. I think the same scenario is going to be happening. Destroy max HP went off. There's no taunt off of the Molly just yet. We're going to be getting some healing, so that's going to be nice. He's going to be surviving this wave. Hopefully the taunts come off before he actually dies from all those poisons, but it's going to be quite close. I'm not thinking it's going to be actually happening. The spider is going to be taking a turn here, so that's going to be some more damage going on. And again, no taunt on the Bogoth just yet, and more damage onto the yeah, there we go. He's just straight up dead, but he's going to be revived because, well, that's also what the Molly is there for, right? Nicely done there by the Molly. We can at least get some of that going on. And now the spiderlings are not going to be going for my Armiger for a little while because he's totally immune to damage. And now, well, the Molly, as you can see, she's not the sturdiest that she should be. That's going to be a little bit more of that destroy max HP. And then she's going to be coming off with the taunts. There we go. Another taunt here from the Bogoth. It's going to be, again, lining up with the taunt from the Molly. So not the best scenario. Both of them lining up means that it's kind of like useless. You would likely want one of them to actually go for the taunt. And then the other one, I could manually play this, of course, but you don't really want to be doing that too much. There we go. That turn meter decrease comes around, and that's going to be putting that attack from the spider a little bit further away. And then, yeah, it's going to be rinse and repeat. We're going to be getting some more damage onto the boss. Spiderlings are going to start to be doing some stuff, so they're going to be going again for my Armiger, I'm assuming here. Fortunately here, my Alice is doing some of the best work she can and just getting all the spiderlings out of the map. The destroy max HP comes once again. If she was ever going to be healing all the way up to this point, which is not going to be happening, you could have something like that being very useful for the green potion keep as well. If she was like, you were like struggling with getting her down, she was like healing all the way back up. There we go, some turn meter again going down. And finally, well, at this point, since we cleared all the spiderlings, they've never got a turn. There is no actual taunts going on, but they're all going for the Molly at this point, and that ideally is what's going to be happening. You just take off the pressure off of the Armiger, somebody else is going to be doing the tanking, and that is pretty much it. The spider goes down. And we're going to be doing the Fire Knight now with a setup that's a little bit more aggressive. We just want some extra hits in there to get the shield down. I did this on stage 11 and 10, and it didn't really quite work. I think 9 was also still a little bit not. I think I did it on 11 and 10. It just wouldn't happen because I just was not able to get to the shield. I just didn't have enough hits in there. So we're going to be going over at stage 9, and here, unfortunately, the boss is not going to be having all those 10 stacks of the shield, which are the main issue with him, right? And the things were just not lining up together with my Armiger so that he would actually be able to land his A1 while the shield was not there. So yeah, we're going to be taking to a point where we can actually showcase the power of the Armiger, which is just going down to a point where the shield will actually be able to not be all the way up all the time, right? So it's only 7 stacks, meaning that with my extra hits here with the Elheim triple hits on the Alice and the Bogoth, eventually the shield will go down, and the Armiger is going to be able to land one of his A1s in there, so the turn meter is able to be decreased, and we just are able to snowball off of that so that, yeah, the shield is not up all the damn time. So he's going to be putting it up again, I think one more time before we're able to get an Armiger to do something there. He's going to be doing it right after this. The Armiger is still not there yet on his turn meter, so he's not able to do it just yet. And then he's going to be able to do his, I think that is his destroy max HP attack. Then we will be taking down his shield right here, and hopefully the Armiger is going to be getting one more attack on the next time the shield is down. He's just lacking a little bit of speed just yet. That's why you really need him to be taking turns as often as possible. He's going to be doing his A1 now, which means that the next time he attacks, he's going to be doing his destroy max HP, and it's going to be happening during this time that the shield is down. He's going to be going for it now. That is destroy max HP there, but that is not what we want. We want to be doing it on to the next time the shield is down, where his A1 is going to be happening. So the shield is going to be going down. Now his Armiger is going to be going in there. Destroy turn meter is going to be taking a little bit longer to put his shield up so that everybody else can just gang up on him and snowball the whole thing down, right? So that is another destroy max HP, and then he will not be able to put his shield up, actually kind of just there, right? If we got enough speed on the Armiger, it's going to be able to do another A1 there before the actual shield goes up, so that you can then snowball it and just keep the shield away from happening as often as possible. And there we go. That's an easy level, but it goes down, and it's a little bit of a showcase of how it works. And finally, we'll go to the Ice Golem, and we'll try to do stage 12. It's been a little while since I got one run on him, so I'm thinking we are going to be in a decent position to make things happen here. So we'll go, of course, with the Armiger here, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go with Bogoth. Actually, I'm gonna go with this setup here, right? Which is gonna be a little bit more aggressive, so we'll get more damage here with the extra speed on a Kenton. That's also gonna be nice for the Armiger to get more attacks in there, and then everything else is just going to be the same as before. So let's get to the boss and see if we can get some of those block revives actually happening. Again, I'm not sure if they actually work on these ads. That would be the ideal scenario. So yes, let's just easily clear through all this stuff. My whole setup is just good enough to clear these levels. It's just unfortunate that I am really needing the Armiger to do his work, so the turn meter actually is controllable, so that the Spider and especially the Fire Knight become a lot more manageable, right? So the runs become a lot quicker, a lot more doable in general, right? So we're going to be getting some damage onto the ads over here, and ideally the Armiger is going to be getting his A1 over here. Actually, yeah, I think that was the attack, that's the block revive. And the case that this works, the boss, when he tries to do the revive, it's not going to be working on these other ads, so it's going to be happening. There we go. That's also a block revive. That's actually procced over there, as you can see, block revive on that one. And now when he actually tries to go for a rest, which as you can see he's taking quite a little while, that one, there we go, revived block, there we go, right? So it didn't happen on the first one, that was just the A1. It will happen again on this one if it just lines together, right? So that's why he's so good for the Ice Golem in general, just because, well, he's gonna be able to do, there we go, some destroy max HP. We'll get some A1s going on later, but yeah, if you are able to get one of the ads gone from the Ice Golem, it's going to be speeding things up a lot. It's just going to be doing things a lot easier. But yes, it's just a lot more useful for things like the Spider or the Fire Knight, where the boss is straight up not even doable in many cases if you're not able to control the mechanics that put the shield up or heal the boss back up with all their Spider links, right? So this is going to be getting an A1 here, and that is a turn meter going from quite a big chunk, so we're going to be having a little bit more leeway here for just things to cool down, and the boss is going to be going down easily. We could do quite a higher level in general on this boss simply because we got Armiger doing some good work over there. But the thing is, everything needs to line up so that he's actually able to get his usefulness out in this kind of setups. So that is the Armiger. Ideally, I would complete all my masteries, I would get a good relic on him, and my gear would be a little bit more speedy with a little bit more accuracy, so he's able to really do some good work. I'm mainly lacking speed over here. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. Let me know what you guys think about the way Armiger works, if you thought my showcase was a good enough one, and what you think about my build. In any case, before you go, please go ahead and check out Aptoide if you haven't done so yet. Aptoide basically is going to be allowing you to buy things for free. You're going to be getting cashbacks when you do purchase things, right? When you download Raid Shadow Legends through Aptoide, you're going to be able to then get bonuses out of buying things. And what I mean by getting them for free is that once you do have enough of these bonuses, eventually you will be able to afford the things without actually using your real money. You will instead be using the bonuses that you got before, right? So I would be buying this with PayPal, get 14 cents out of this. You can get a bonus that can go from 10% all the way up to extra 35% of any amount of money you're spending. And eventually, once you do accumulate enough of those bonuses, you use your Aptoide balance to do the purchase for you. Really damn simple and nice nice. I've been using it for a long time, and it's really damn powerful. You're able to save up quite some money through it, right? So there's gonna be a guide down there in the description if you guys are interested in that. Let me know any questions you might have about it. But yeah, you go ahead, use my code if you're gonna be able to use Aptoide and play Raid Shadow Legends through it. And in the case, yes, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. See ya.